Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. Now tonight we're in the studio.
We are.
It's just me and you, Jonathan.
I know. There's a change, isn't there?
You're not on holiday.
I'm not. I'm not Jonathan Chalmers this week.
No, Marie is.
Yeah.
She's Marie Chalmers, isn't she? There's only me who's not been on holiday out of the three of us. I'm
You're
the one
slacking.
I'm having to man the radio show all the time.
You're holding it up, aren't you?
I am. I have been for the last 2 years. 3 years. 3 years now, isn't it? It's coming
It
for
is,
3 years in
coming up 3
August.
years,
Yeah,
yeah.
in August. But tonight we've got a great investigation we did.
Oh yes.
It's the return to the cave, and we did I think the cave we done in. I'm gonna have a go at this one, Jonathan.
Go on.
I think it was show number 109. I think it was around September.
It was last year.
Yeah, I think it was show 109.
Tell you what.
But
I'm going to have a look, you know.
Show 109, and don't let me look at it.
No,
I'm going to try
I'm going to look through.
Let me go. This is a guess, okay. 22nd of September last year, I think we done the cave one on the show. So while you're doing that, we returned to the cave. Me and Jonathan and Mark and Ian. I don't think Millie went to that neither, did she?
No, if I remember, because we had our tea on the way.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah. Marie was babysitting.
That's right, again.
Yeah.
And this time she's away on holiday.
I know.
So we found out about the cave when it
Right,
was.
I think I'm getting...
What show number? I'm sad on this all night, to be honest with you.
Right, here, are you
I
ready?
really am. Go on.
I found it.
Go on.
Right. It was show 109.
Boom! Yep.
It was in September.
Oh.
Go on, give us
I
a date.
said the 22nd of September.
Ooh, you got one number right.
September.
You got one number right in the date.
So it was either the 21st. Oh. I'll go for the 12th.
You swine.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way.
It is. Look.
Show number 109, 12th of September 2022. I'm really sad. Remember last time I could do it as well?
I know. It's like the page in Fate and Fortune, man.
I know, yeah.
Oh, what was
Page
it?
17.
I'm not having this.
Yeah, how sad's that, eh?
I know.
And the worst thing is I'm dyscalculus. I'm no good with numbers whatsoever. I can't work numbers out. But yeah, I can.
You can remember things like that.
Well, I pictured a lot of things because it's funny because I know we're going off the subject a little bit here, but when we go on ghost hunt sometimes and they turn around and say to me, "Oh, Jamie, we were in so-and-so, and we were in this room." I can't remember who was in the room, and I can go, "Oh, I can." Jonathan was sitting on the bed, and he was sitting on the thing, so and so was there, and they say to me, "How do you do that?" And I say, "Because I've got it pictured in my head."
I know, but you can do that from like 10 years ago.
I know. It's really sad, that, isn't it?
I know.
It's like the
I
time.
can't remember what I done yesterday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just to prove that, this was in Mill Street Barracks, and it must be, I'd say, 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We were in the top bedroom.
Right.
We were all having a laugh.
Yeah.
I won't say what we were having a laugh about because it was quite funny. It was rude, but it was funny.
Oh, I know what you
remember which one it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can tell you where everyone was sitting in that room.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I can tell you, Roy was sitting next to the door.
Yeah.
Sue was sitting next to Roy. Liz was sitting next to sitting on the other side of Roy. Lynn was next to her. I was sitting on the bed next to Kelly. And you were sitting on the floor near the window.
Oh my God.
How sad is that? Hey.
He'd make a great detective.
Yeah, I know. Not.
No.
Anyway, back to the show.
Sherlock Gnomes.
Sherlock Gnomes. Sherlock knows nothing.
Yeah.
We returned to the cave. Now, we went to the cave a while. Well, I've just said, didn't I?
September the
12th in 2022.
Yeah.
For the very first time, he went with a good friend of ours, Lynn Murphy, and some of her friends. Ian was with us.
He was, yeah.
And the sad thing is, I can even remember where he was standing in there as well.
Oh, no.
Ian was with us and everything, and we had a good night with them.
We did.
Because the same night we went to the Woodcutters, which was on the following week.
That's right.
the woodcutter's house. But the cave fascinated us that much. I went back and I was telling my son Mark about it.
That's right, yeah.
And we got chatting about it and everything else. And he was saying, Dad, it sounds like a bit of a significant place. Next time you go, can I come?
It's like a grotto, isn't it?
It's the strangest place
Weird.
ever. Yeah, we can't say where it is. People do know where it is, but we don't want to give it out because it, we don't want to be that one. Access Paranormal told us where it was. Sorry, that's not going to happen.
No.
Because it was a significant place.
It was.
And told Mark about it, showed him some photographs, and his jaw dropped. He said, Dad, I need to come and have a look at it with you.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, we'll go back another time.
Yeah.
We returned.
We did.
We thought it was going to be one nice, relaxing night with photographs, etc., etc.
Well, it started off that way, didn't it?
It started off really good.
Yeah.
The first time we went, we done a podcast. Did we do a podcast the second time? No, we didn't, did we?
No, we never know.
I can't even...
We did?
Yes, we did, didn't we? Because
We did,
Mark
yeah.
was on it with us. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
that's right,
podcast
yeah.
will appear sometime or another.
Yeah. Is that not been out, Jamie?
No, I've not edited it yet.
Ah.
Jonathan, when do I don't even have time to breathe at the moment. So anyway, we planned it to go back, and me, Jonathan, and my two sons Mark and Ian went with us.
Yes.
Ian went to film it with us. Mark wanted to go because
He was
although he's
really interested
yeah.
in that stuff,
yeah,
isn't
he's I don't know where he gets his brains from, but it certainly isn't me.
No, it's not you.
And he's absolutely phenomenal with the knowledge he knows about stuff like this.
Yeah. He was fascinated by what we told him.
Oh God, yeah. And we said, well, we're going back to do an investigation. And although he said, Dad, I'm not interested in doing the investigation, but I'd like to go along to see the place. And we went, okay, then that's fine. Off we went, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went one evening. We didn't. I think we didn't stay late, did we? We were only there.
We didn't stay late at
No.
all, really.
And there's a reason for that. And when you listen to the actual investigation, you'll understand the reason.
You'll find out why.
But that night, we got there, and straight away we felt there was something different about the place.
Yes, most definitely.
We hadn't even got there, and there was like obstacles in the way.
Yeah. The weather wasn't great.
No, the weather was poor. It was raining, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we thought, this is going to be a disastrous night. It was muddy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was
awful.
thick mud
That's right,
everywhere
yeah.
and everything
yeah, it was
else.
awful.
And we thought, we're not going to get there. We're not actually going to get to the place. We did in the end. We got
did.
there.
We muddled through.
Yeah, muddled. Yeah. And we got into the cave and that, and my son Mark went off taking photographs, and then he started telling us bits and pieces about the place and
Yeah.
what things meant. And I mean, I was like, really? And he was going, yeah, this symbol stands for this. This is this.
Yeah. That's his forte, though, isn't it?
I don't know. He studies, doesn't he? He studies a lot of stuff, and he was telling us some things about that cave that blew my mind away.
I know.
About part of the royals,
Yeah.
and he said this is a very, very significant cave. He said this is one of only a handful that he didn't realise there was one here. He said this is one of a handful of just certain number of caves of this significance. Now, he started telling us about what the Cyclops was. He was telling us what we thought was a bear, and it was something. I think it was a wolf or something. You think he said?
I think he said it was a wolf. Yeah.
He told us about why there was a pit with the fire, where the fire pit was for, and things like that.
Like the dragon. Was it a dragon?
The dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
And he explained why there was a cave going out one way and one coming in the other way.
Yeah.
He explained the monk.
That's right.
And he said, what you're classing as seats?
They weren't seats.
They weren't seats. One time, they were actual bodies.
Yes.
They were graves.
Yeah.
And that like took us, whoa, this is beyond what we thought they were going to be.
Most definitely.
And he was in his elements, wasn't he? He was just unbelievable. Now we have got the video to that. We have got a podcast which Mark was on it, and when it goes up, we'll put it up as soon as we can now.
Yeah, we'll put it up in a few weeks.
Yeah, and once you start watching it, you'll be, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's into books. He studied books and everything else, and he knew the symbols. He knew exactly what the symbols were. He even, in fact, he went to one section, didn't he? And he said, "That's broken here, Dad, but have a look inside." Now we just thought it was a mark, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he said, "No, that is hidden for a reason. That is the symbol." And he said, "Shine your torch down a certain side." So he's shown us, and he went, "Right, that's what this is." And he told us what it was.
Yeah.
Can't remember for life of me. Can't remember what it was now. And he said, "That's what that means." And he said, "What you'll do is, if you look under that way, you'll see that it ends there, and it'll be this and that." And the symbol he said it was, without him even shining the torch in, was. And he said, "That means it's blah blah blah." And he, you know, what we thought was something else, he was saying, "No, that means this, this, and this." He said, "This place is of a higher status."
Yeah.
And he said that this is. He said, "You're going to do an investigation in here." And we said, "Yeah." And he went, "I don't think." He actually said before we started,
"Yeah,
I don't think you should be doing a paranormal investigation in here. I think you might have a few issues."
Well, the only... You see, my thought is, we didn't go into the other building, did we, that night?
No, we didn't, no.
And we didn't go into the little graveyard section either.
No, we just... Well, there was a reason why we didn't do that night as well, wasn't it? One, it was raining anyway.
There was a reason. There was a good reason why we didn't. But we've got to go back, haven't we?
Oh, we're going to go back for the third time.
We're going to go back.
And we're going to film an investigation there.
And we're going to, I think, stick with it.
Are we?
Yeah.
We'll see. It depends.
Even as bad as it felt, I think we need to.
Yeah.
Because I think we need some answers.
We're going to play the first part of it in a couple of minutes' time.
We are, yeah.
And then we're going to come back and have another little talk about it, and then we're going to play the final part of it in the second part of the show.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, we forgot. We literally forgot about the recording, didn't we?
We did.
And we recorded it. It was a couple of months back we recorded this.
It was a couple of months back, yeah.
The weirdest thing was I was sorting out all my recordings and that on the computer, and I come across it and it said The Cave Part 2. I thought, oh, Part 2, what's this? And when I played it back, I went, oh my God, we've not put this out.
I can't believe it had never gone out, you know.
No, I couldn't. But so be it. We found it.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you're going to hear is what you're going to hear. It's uncut. Nothing has been cut from it. I know we split it into two halves, but nothing's been cut from it at all.
Just raw footage.
It was just me and Jonathan and Mark and Ian. We thought we were going to have an easy night of it. It never turned out to be an easy night, did it?
No, I couldn't wait to go in the end.
Like you said, we were doing the podcast, weren't we? And then, then we done the investigation, which is what we're about to play.
It was alright when we were doing the podcast though, wasn't it?
Oh, dead relaxing and everything else.
It was fine.
It was once we started the investigation, things completely changed.
It did completely change. I was thinking back to the first time we went. There was quite a lot of people there.
There was, yeah. So if you go back to show 109 on Access Paranormal Podcast on YouTube, Access Paranormal Radio on YouTube, go to show number 109. You can actually listen into The Cave on that one there.
Yeah, you can.
It's up there, so you can have a listen to it before you properly listen to this one. I mean, this one will go up on the radio show.
Yeah, it will, yeah.
So that'll be there. So I think what we'll do in a second, Jonathan, we'll go to the first part of the show, first part of the investigation.
Yeah.
But we hope you enjoy it as much as we did. Well, not on the night we didn't.
No.
But we're definitely going to be returning. That's why I said, let's get this on here. And it'll be a few months' time before we get up there, won't it?
Yeah, it will. It will.
So this is the very first part of the show we done. The investigation in the cave. And we're just going to call it The Return to the Cave. And here's exactly what happened. Well, Jonathan, We're in the cave again, but this time we're going to be doing a full investigation
And
for around, half an hour or so.
it's dark.
And it's totally dark. Yeah, we've got my two sons here, Mark and Ian.
Yeah.
Mark's interested in what we're doing. Mark, you think this is a kind of a sacred place, don't you, or some kind of
probably
religious-
ritualistic or something.
ritualistic?
There's like royal emblems and things like heraldry, the lion, things like that. And kind of plaques above things.
Have you got a torch on you, Mark, ready for Ian if he goes flying? Just so he knows where he's going.
Is there a lion here?
So you
The.
so if you think that
Put
this
your
is
infrared one on. Can you see the lion?
if anybody wants to know more about this cave where we're in, the podcast is going to go out, isn't it, Jonathan?
Yeah.
After this show anyway.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out on Access
That
Paranormal podcast,
Yeah.
and also watch out for the video, which Ian's done a runner on us.
I know.
Yeah. He's filming everywhere else.
know.
Where he? Yeah.
Filming the line.
That's okay. And there's a gargoyle. Just if you show them the gargoyle as well, Ian, before you.
Cyclops.
If you want the Cyclops, not the gargoyle. The Cyclops. Jonathan, we're here in this cellar. It's cellar. Cave.
It's like a cell, this bit.
I know, yeah. Where we are now, we can't see at the moment.
Oh, that's
but
just
there's
made me
a-
shiver, that, you know.
There's a skeleton behind us, isn't there? Which Mark thinks might be a petrified skeleton. Not as petrified as us.
I know. I think I'm petrified at the minute.
Yeah. So should we go, Karen, and give a call out?
Yeah, why not?
If you hear anything unusual,
This video is going to be funny. It's me shuffling in the dark,
I know.
looking through the night vision to see.
that's okay.
Can you see?
I think Dad's in front of
Should we
me.
call out?
Oh,
Jonathan?
God, who's that?
Yeah.
You ready then? I'm going to go silence. If there's anybody here with us now, we are here with the respect of this cave and the people who are in it. We don't mean you any harm. We don't mean to do anything bad against you in any way. We're here with respect.
It's me.
We understand this could have been a ritual place, something to do with the royalty. It could have been graves or tombs.
A sacred place to you.
Yep. If you are here and you can hear us, we've got some lights on the floor if you can and you're willing to do so and you've got the energy to do it, make the lights flash. If there's any way you can communicate with us or talk to us, please do so.
Yeah, I've seen the light down.
Hmm?
There was a light down there.
Well, I thought I seen one behind you because I know there's a hole behind you.
Oh, my legs got.
You alright?
Yeah, but they...
Been dripped or
torch on them.
Yeah, there's a drift.
No, they
Where
didn't,
we're
did they?
standing.
No.
I know Ian's got the camera.
Yeah, but that...
But what we will do is, I know we're in here at the moment. This is like
I
really
don't think I've ever been
strange.
in so much darkness.
No, we've never been in darkness like this for a long time, have we?
No. Could you make a sound? Can you tap on one of the walls?
That's water dripping.
That's
isn't it?
right.
Water, yeah.
Yeah. There's no use tapping on the walls
No,
because
it's
you won't know
only
the
drips,
difference with the rain, will we? What is it?
It's just trying to adjust stuff in.
It is a very strange place, isn't it? So what we should do then, Jonathan, is we've got plenty of area to walk around, haven't we? Should we have a go walking around?
Yeah, why not?
I know Mark's got the torch, so you might go into colour, black and white, and who knows,
Yeah.
night vision and that. So let's keep walking around this
Do you want the torch
cave
on?
here. Yeah,
So
please, so
we
we
can
can see where we're going. Otherwise, it'll be me joining them.
We have a over heel.
What we'll do, Jonathan, is we'll walk. If we can, Ian, and we'll go this way. I don't know where I am.
It's got a trunk.
I've got the torch. Mark's got the torch.
I've got it here.
Yeah. If we walk up here, and there's a circle here, Mark. If we stand in this circle, do you think it's worth trying?
Looks like it could have been a fire pit because this chamber's quite a bit bigger and look at the open roof.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask if there's anybody here with us now or here. With the greatest of respect to everybody. We don't mean you any harm. I'll tell you what, sorry.
Bloody hell.
I'm standing here and my legs have gone really hot, really warm. You stand and see if you feel the same thing. It feels warm, doesn't it? And Mark, you were saying about circles and arches. If you look at this now, I know you've just saying this is kind of a fire pit, and it looks like one, doesn't it? And the roof is open, and it's circled as well, isn't it? And are they seats?
There's another seat thing there, look.
Yeah, there's one there.
If you shine over here, man,
Yeah,
there's another one.
there's one there.
Something there.
Yeah, what's that above there?
It looks like whatever was on it has been taken off.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's just kids, you know, messing
No,
around or anything like
no.
that. I think it's been taken off for probably a reason.
So I'm going to ask if there's anybody here with me and Jonathan, Mark and Ian, and you can use our energies as well as the energies of this cave. Please come forward and do so. If that's in light form, that's fine. Could you let us know you're here, please?
Can you use your voice? Come and say hello.
That's a plane.
Yeah.
Should we walk up that way? Are you alright walking there? Have you got lights? Should we walk this way? You got a light on you, Jonathan?
Yeah, I've got a torch here. So. Yeah,
I mean-
you use that one. And I'll
This
use
description of this cave is, it's got, I mean, where we're walking now, if Mark stands back there and looks this way, this actually looks like we're walking into a skull.
this. Yeah.
But you've got to go back that way a bit, Mark. So if we go up these steps, Mark, Ian, Johnson,
Then both stairwells lead to the same place.
yeah, it's kind of the more you look at it, the more you
All the
find things.
all the glass and the crystal.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, have you seen up here? I don't know whether you've seen this. Maybe you can explain to us why we're doing an investigation here. What would this mean, all this here?
So all the
If you
glass,
look at that, say crystals, yeah.
glass and crystals and
Yeah.
shells.
Is that
And
for
then that
energy?
bit's blue.
Yeah.
It's like I was saying before on the
You're right, Ian.
podcast. It's a bit
Yeah,
like
use the shells.
yeah, like there's a full shell, like they've
Yeah.
been put there. It's
Yeah.
not just kind of fallen there or whatever.
If you look there, Mark, there's a bright green.
That looks like glass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before about orgone energy devices is compacting like stone and sand and crystals.
It's even it's all in there.
Yeah, sometimes plant life as well,
Mhm.
and then it emits more energy. And then with
Yeah.
all these arched or what would have been archways when it was actually full proper masonry,
Yeah.
that would kind of create a chamber in theory, I guess. But
Look down how dark that is where we've been.
I know.
Now I've got capbles down there. So if there's anybody down there now who can hear us or see us, we'd like to ask you to come forward and show some lights. Can you show us your energy? There are some items on the floor what we've left. If you can, and you're willing to do so and use your energy to push them, you can make them lights flash. Are you able to do that for us? We ask you with respect. Let me introduce us again. You've got Mark, my son. You've got Jonathan, myself, Jamie, and my other son Ian, who's on the camera. I know you won't understand what that is. If you can, and you're willing to do so, could you please tell us your name? You're right.
Yeah, sorry. Found your foot in
It's quite a when you've got all the lights up, it's still dark. It's
I don't like what's like
behind you.
baby came in. Yeah, I feel like there's something there.
If there's somebody on the stairs or the steps, can you make some lights to show us you're here? None of us mean you any harm.
There's something, what, is there like
I
one
think
of them?
someone's outside, you know.
Do you?
Heard a voice.
Can't even see a thing. I'm gonna tap your dad so I know where you are.
Is there someone upstairs?
They didn't
Oh,
sound
that's
close.
creepy. Whatever's up there.
Can I put the
What's
lights
that?
on? Can I put the lights on properly?
Like out there, but like up to it's open. Sounded like,
Someone was above.
yeah, like,
We can have a look.
they
couldn't
sounded
we?
like they're at a bit of a distance.
Right, okay.
Just like a man's voice talking.
There's 2 candle things that, you know, them there, you can see them.
Yeah.
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 They look really creepy on a night vision and pitch black. Looks like a pair of eyes.
Cool.
I'm not feeling safe in here tonight for some reason. For you? What do you want to do? Because I'm feeling surrounded.
Yeah. I felt closed in then, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we need a torch on.
Yeah.
I think it's just the amount of passages. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you left your coat and that down there.
Yeah, we're going back to that in a bit. What?
If someone's outside, you might want to go and get that in case.
Should we go and get them while we're doing it? Because it is. What? How are you feeling, Mark?
It's creepy. I thought my right leg had been ripped on earlier.
And there's nothing.
But it hasn't. It's actually beneath my trousers. But it's
Oh,
just
right.
like it's, you know, like when it's like a cold spot.
Yeah.
Like in my leg. Not. I thought it was like, you know, the water that's dripping on us. I thought it had gone
That's
on me, so
unusual.
I've been trying to wipe it off.
No.
No, my trouser leg's not wet at all. But I've been trying to wipe it. But
Yeah.
every couple minutes or so, it starts to get just cold in one place again. But like a really like small spot. But it only started doing that after you started calling out over there.
Really?
It's a little bit of a creepy place.
Your fault, Jamie.
You head back that way if you're stuck in case.
Yeah.
Those are his messages right next to
Do you want to get the cat ball things as well?
Yeah. We'll still keep an eye out though in case anything happens. What about photographs? For anybody who's listening to the radio show, you won't believe the change in the atmosphere in this building now, to the point that we don't know what to do. I'm just trying to turn my lights off. How are you feeling, Jonathan, at the moment?
Creepy.
I'm feeling like we shouldn't be calling out, because that sounds
I
strange
don't
to you.
think anything that's in here or has ever been
It
in here
feels
would
wrong,
be
doesn't it?
particularly nice.
Sorry?
I don't think anything that's in here or had been in here years ago would be particularly nice.
Right,
There's a
okay.
giant skeleton in the wall. It's a little bit black magic-y. And there's like royal heraldry all over the place.
Right.
I don't particularly trust them
You're
nowadays.
starting to make me feel a bit nervous now, you know. Which is fine. Well, Ian, can you put the big light on?
Just,
It's on there, it's on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how you turn it off.
I don't know. For anybody listening on the radio, seriously, this building is very nerve-wracking. As you heard from your son then, it's not a place really we shouldn't be taking our chances with, should we?
I don't personally think so. When there's a skeleton in the wall and there's a monk in there that might also be a real skeleton, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit, there's royal heraldry about, I don't know, like
Yeah, Jonathan,
old
you wanna
places
take
like
that
this.
one?
I think we need to be more respectful. I think we'll take photos. Do you want to put them in that bag there for us, Mark?
Yeah. I just think whatever has gone on in here at any point in history probably wasn't like pleasant.
Wasn't nice. And what we're
Do you
doing
want
is
to unlock
not.
your phone? So maybe I
Yeah.
can snap
If you
some
hold the
photos
phone.
maybe.
If you hold the phone,
It'd be going in his pocket here.
What was your fingerprint?
you just. Oh right, no, I was lifting it up. Oh, do you want to leave it in now, or do you want to take it off?
I'll
Oh,
take it out.
I'll leave it
the
in.
camera, yeah, no, the light's on it.
Because you're
isn't
using the
it? So,
lights on, yeah. So for anyone on L35 radio, if you're wondering what to do, what we're doing,
Oh.
we don't know what to do we, Jonathan?
No.
I think we'll just do a little bit of a walk about and say about the lions and the tigers and
I bet,
everything.
I don't know.
I'm very nervous now, to be honest with
I was
you.
nervous to start with, to be honest.
Yeah, I've put a capball on that table over there.
I've moved the cap.
Have you took that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I took the
And we've
cap
got that one. We've got them ones.
Your jacket.
I think I'll put my jackets on. If you want to hold that for me, Mark, while I'm talking. Is anybody here bumping then?
It was my foot.
Was it?
It might have been.
That's fine. I'm just going to put my clothes on. I know it's going to be chilly tonight. I'm leaving Ian to take the photographs. Have you got the gargoyle in?
Cyclops.
Cyclops again. So that was part 1
Yeah,
of the cave.
I know, I remember.
Yeah, I mean it's good listening back to it because it was a while.
It's been a few
I'd say about
months,
3 or
hasn't it?
4 months since we were there, if that.
Oh,
Anyway, we were there, and you know, like Ian Mark said, we were there to do a podcast. We'd done the podcast, like you said at the beginning. We were fine, but then we started the investigation.
And that's when it all started happening, wasn't it?
And the atmosphere, and even Mark, if you met Mark, my son, he's the most logical person you can think of. He thinks logically. Ian's the same,
Yeah.
but Mark can think. You know, he's into what is it, metaphysics. He's into books.
God,
He's
yeah.
into this. He's into that, and he understands
He's
things.
quite
and-
clear-headed, isn't he?
Well, the listeners probably heard how clever, what he's like anyway about explaining
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And even he said he was getting a cold spot on his leg.
Well,
He thought it was water, didn't
he
he?
thought, I think we were still sitting by the skeleton at that time.
That's right, yeah.
And he was standing just outside it.
Mm.
And he said he felt like something wet.
He said it felt like
a
it dripped. Yeah, like it dripped.
Now I know it was all muddy, but it wasn't raining,
No.
and it wasn't a drip because it was dry inside there.
Well, he checked it as well, didn't he?
And he checked, and
Yeah.
he wasn't wet at all.
No.
But he said it felt like a drip on his leg, and like really cold.
Mm.
Now, if you think, when you listen to that first part, you said your legs went freezing cold.
No, really warm.
Oh, warm.
Really warm.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, really warm. Mark's was the opposite.
So, yeah. But there was only about 6 feet between us,
There was, yeah.
which is a bit strange.
Yeah.
And then something else happened, didn't it?
Go on.
Well, Mark thought he heard someone talking and like footsteps, movement
Outside.
outside.
Yeah.
Now, him thinking logical, he said it could have been someone walking a dog.
Yeah.
But
Where it was, you can't walk a dog.
you would not walk a dog around there.
No.
There's nowhere really
Yeah.
to go because it goes to the edge
Of the field?
What would you say? There's a field on one side, the edge
And
of
it's
like a
sealed.
cliff.
It's private, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's private around it.
Yeah, but it's like the edge of a cliff, if you like,
Yeah.
on the other
And
side.
I mean, it was difficult for us to get in there.
Someone
with- and
walking
like-
a dog.
Like we said, it was raining. It was so muddy. It was
Yeah.
overgrown.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to get into the place. It was, we had difficulty getting into it on the
Yeah.
way in.
Oh, God, yeah.
And we had difficulty getting out.
I know.
We were caked in mud. When we got back to the car, we were caked in mud, weren't we?
Yeah.
And he said he thought he definitely heard somebody up above.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, it could be someone. He just brushed it off, didn't he?
But I'm sure I heard something as well.
See, I don't remember hearing anything.
I'm
But-
sure I remember hearing the movement. Because
but
if I remember, do you know where we were sat?
Yeah.
So if where I'm sat now,
Mhm.
say I was sitting here, you were there, and your mark would have been like where you are now.
Yeah.
And there's an entranceway there, isn't there?
That's right, yeah.
That goes up a couple of little steps.
Hmm.
Now I'm sure that I heard something from that way, and that's where he said it.
It was
He
coming
heard
from.
the noise.
Yeah. Didn't I go out?
You went out.
I went up
with
the
torch.
stairs. I went up with the torch and I said, there's
Yeah.
nobody here, there's nothing
There was
around.
nothing, was there?
Yeah. And I said to you, didn't I? I'm not going any further because I think it was raining. I can't remember exactly because I'm just getting comfortable.
Well,
while
it
I'm
was all
talking.
muddy, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And it was a horrible night.
Yeah, yeah, it
Um,
wasn't very nice.
When we got there, we thought and ahhed about it, didn't we? But we said, we're here
Yeah.
now, let's go for it. And we did
Yeah,
it. And there was nobody there.
there was no
We
one.
even looked up where it's open. We
Yeah,
shone the torch around up there.
That's right.
We looked at the steps going up, and then we
Yeah.
looked at the other side, and it was just.
Yeah, because the entrance just where the fire
And I think
thing was.
I think you would have heard crackling and things like that.
You would.
It was very strange,
It was.
but enjoyable.
It was.
It was close to like fear. I think we had a bit of fear in us.
I think we did. It just changed. It was quite. It was okay when we were doing the podcast.
When we were doing the podcast, it was
was
laid
fine.
back. It was fine, and even Mark was chatting away on that
Yeah.
one. Ian was filming things and that.
Yeah.
And we said, let's do the ghost hunts. I think off air, Mark said, I don't think you should be doing anything like that in here.
I know. Yeah. I know.
But us being us, we want to do a paranormal investigation,
well,
and that's why we were
that's
there.
what it's about, isn't it?
So we thought, let's do it.
Yeah.
And from the start of the investigation, the atmosphere just completely turned upside down.
It did.
We didn't feel we were on our own anywhere.
No.
It was getting closer and tenser. And I think Ian was oblivious to it, I think because Ian starts to film a ball. I think he got a bit nervous.
I think he did towards the end, though. You know,
But Mark,
he
was
just
the
didn't
one,
like it at
yeah.
all.
We
Did
won't say too much about the end because
Yeah.
that's going to be played in a little bit.
he? Yeah.
But Mark was saying to us, and I think he said it in the first part of the show there, is, it's not a place you should be doing an investigation
Yeah. That's it.
in no uncertain terms. He was like saying, this is
It's a bit wrong
whatever's
or
here is a
whatever.
bit dark. He said that, didn't he?
He said it wasn't nice.
Wasn't nice.
Whatever was there was not nice at all.
And for him to say that,
He's very logical thinking, isn't
and
Same as
very
Ian.
calm. They're both very calm. Include Ian. Ian will come on ghost hunts with us to
he?
film
It
it
doesn't
for us.
bother him, does it?
He films the podcast in pitch black
Yeah.
with the cameras.
Yeah.
And me, you, and Millie looking around and everything else, and he's just oblivious to everything.
Yeah.
Except when we were at that time when he thought we could hear the dog panting,
Oh yeah.
and even Ian
That's
heard
right,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
So even though he's logical, he does think things as well.
Yeah.
But he also thinks back and thinks, well, it could have been this, it could have been that, which is fantastic. Mark is not interested in the paranormal whatsoever. So for him, when he turned round and said, you don't think you should be doing the investigation here, whatever's here is quite dark,
Yes.
we should have listened.
Or should we?
We didn't, but it played on our mind a little bit when we were in there. We were on tender hooks quite a lot
We were. Is that because? I don't know.
because we're mad.
Could you argue the case of what Mark had told us?
Possibly,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. But the thing was, I think he was right.
But it wouldn't have caused that much tenseness, would it? And that much fear. Well, we've been to some.
Yeah, we've been to some
We've
places.
been to some scary places.
I think we'd have been okay. But
I do.
I think if me and you were in there on our own, I think we'd have been out after 5 minutes.
Listen, I think as it being on our own, I wouldn't have even gone in there.
It's true, but it's a fantastic place.
Oh, it
Absolutely
is.
awesome place. And like we said at the beginning of the show, we are going to return.
We are.
We don't know when.
No.
It's not at the moment, but we will be returning and we'll be going in for a third time.
Yes.
And we will do a full investigation.
Of the cave.
Touch wood.
Of
Yeah.
the cave.
Yeah.
Of the other little building.
And the grave.
And the graves.
Yeah. Do you think you could go on your own in the graveyard? I guess not.
I don't know.
We know somebody would.
Do you know what?
Marie.
I will.
Will ya?
Yeah.
You've said that on air now, so I'm going to keep you to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think we should all have a go at something on our own.
We should. Challenges set,
Well,
isn't it?
we have done them. We have done our stuff on
We
our own,
have.
but we've done it at Mill Street because we know Mill Street.
Yeah.
So we
Bit of the
you know,
unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait
Well,
till you do.
just off the cuff a little bit. I don't know whether you watch Mind See TV.
Yeah.
And have you watched the one where he gets chained into that old house? He goes into an old house and he chains himself to the wall.
Oh, that's your challenge.
No, it certainly isn't. Not after what I saw with him. If you haven't seen it, get onto Man TV and go and watch that one where they chain him to a wall, and the fellow who's with him goes off and leaves him in there. I think he's 10 minutes away in the hotel, and things happen in there, and he had to come back straight away, didn't he? He thought there was somebody in there with him.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not going to tell you any more about it. Go and watch it, because that was really good, but I'm not doing that.
Me neither.
I'm not getting chained to any wall.
I'll go around the graveyard thing.
Yeah, I'll do something small for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I'm not that stupid. No, I think we all should do, but I don't think I'll be doing the 10-minute distance thing. I think you've got to stay within.
Do you know for Marie though?
Oh, she'd do it.
Yeah, but it's got to be something different because she'd do that anyway.
I know. Yeah.
That's just normal to her.
You got to give her the scare factor, and we can't even do that, can we?
So she would have to be chained to the wall.
Yeah. Then we could just go home then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marie, couldn't resist that. But yeah, I mean, Marie found the cave fascinating the first time we went as well, but sadly she missed the second one, which we were there.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be with us on the return anyway.
Oh God, yeah.
You couldn't pick a more spooky place, to be honest with you. Do you remember when we first were going, we went, it's just a cave, it's only a cave, there's nothing to it and that.
I know.
And it just blew our minds away, didn't it?
Right.
And then we thought, we got to come back, we got to do another one on the podcast and that.
But the other little building, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Do
Do you remember that though, when I was filming?
Mm-hmm.
When I walked out?
And banged your head?
Yeah,
On the door.
Blooming lintel.
On the door?
Yeah, because the door was only
small,
wasn't it?
Yeah, but you just reminded me there, we were saying to Mark about the windows. All the windows are round and everything's round, and then he explained why.
It's
for the energy.
Tell us, because it creates the energy, doesn't it? That's why there's all arched doorways.
And the crystals
round
bring more
windows.
energy in, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's all crystals and shells.
Yeah. And he said to me, didn't he, Dad, don't take anything away from me. Do not take anything.
Yeah.
And there's a quick story to that. As someone who I know, who I work with, when I'd done that, took a stone away.
Yeah.
And she had bad luck for about a week or so, and she had to go and get rid of it. She threw it in a lake.
Yes.
And she said from then, everything calmed down again. And
Back
she
to
took
normal.
that from the cave as a little bit of a souvenir.
Yeah.
And she regretted it. She said, I regret taking it from that grave, from that cave.
I don't think I'd
So,
do anything like that.
If anybody does visit, don't. No, we never take anything from anywhere anyway,
No,
because it's not
no.
yours anyway. Go and visit it, go and enjoy it, go and experience it, but don't take anything. Even if you go and explore, and don't take anything. Well, Jonathan, we've had a little chat now. We're going to go to the last part of the investigation now.
Brilliant.
But we're going to finish the show as well there. It's going to end. The show's going to end as well. So it's been a great little chat here, and we hope everybody enjoys this last part of the investigation in the cave. I'm going to ask you, Mark, about how you feel about this. You've been in here tonight. You've wanted to come here. We've brought you down. How you feel about it?
No, it's a creepy place. I'm not really big into paranormal and ghosts and things like that, but it's just not. I don't know. Like, it's a cool place. Like, everything in here is really cool. The carvings and things, but like the idea of like calling out into like you don't know it. It's the whole thing of like like a Ouija board. Like I'm just like I don't really like I'm not a big believer in paranormal and ghosts and things like that. But like there's some things where I'm like just rather not mess with it on the off chance kind of thing. Like a Ouija board, it's kind of a bit like that.
I would never bring one of them
Where
in
it's kind of like I said, there's a skeleton in the wall. There's
I know
that monk.
That's
down there that could be a skeleton.
And if you look, Mark, if Ian shines the light, I know he's taking a picture. If you stand where Ian is now, can I just show you now?
It looks like a skull.
Can you see it? The two sets of steps going up, and that looks like the skull.
The two eyes.
Yeah.
And then the middle's the bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
And then the circle on the floor is the mouth.
Yeah, it does look like a skull, doesn't it? Have you took the gargoyle, Ian?
I got that. I got the dragon, the bear. I'm gonna get the fawn because I don't
Mm.
think we got that last time. I don't know.
What about the entrance to it, where the dragon is?
Oh yeah, there's a dragon just above Jonathan as well.
That is Jonathan.
Yay.
Hey, boom boom. So Jonathan,
Lion.
you're the same as me. We've done the podcast on here, which will be going up
I know.
sometime in the future, which is brilliant. But the more you look in here, the more interesting it is.
It is really.
But-
I mean, it must have took years to do this.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But what I've got to say, and like Mark was saying, you know, we're looking at this place, we're on about doing a paranormal. As soon as he started to do that investigation, then this atmosphere
It went
changed.
completely different.
Did
didn't
you
it?
feel a change in the atmosphere, Mark?
Yeah, I think being in pitch black doesn't help.
No.
When
it
we went
doesn't.
into pitch black, at the minute we got some torches on, but it wasn't. I don't know. There's something a little unpleasant about. It's like I said about the Ouija board. There's some things where I'm like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Whether
Yeah.
you believe in it
Yeah.
or not, it's just like some things I just don't want to mess around with. Like when we were
No.
sat under that before doing a podcast, the skeleton behind us, I kept looking back at it because I was just a little bit like
Yeah.
Nervous.
a little bit uneasy, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it could be
It's-
real. Or as in, it could be a real skeleton, and it's just
You just don't
a
know.
little bit odd about the
No.
place. Again, royal heraldry.
Yeah. So if there is anybody in here, we are trying to be respectful to you. We're not going to call out. We're not going to try and encourage you to come forward. And we will be leaving soon anyway. But it's just, I mean, what's sad is there's been a lot of damage to it, hasn't it? Thankfully, there's no graffiti.
No, there's no graffiti,
which is
I'm really
fantastic.
well,
Well, that's what makes me think that it's not just kids who came in and started smashing things up like little idiots.
Well,
Because
that
thing is
there'd be
surprises
graffiti
me.
and
Sacred,
stuff, wouldn't
yeah.
there?
Surprises
Yeah.
me about the graffiti, to be
It's
honest.
like it's been taken
Yeah.
apart on purpose.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
Which is sad. What is it?
Oh yeah.
The bear.
That's it.
I think Ian's taken a picture of the bear, haven't you, Ray?
Yeah.
Have you taken the dragon right at the front of the entrance?
The one that's just next to the on the other side, like past the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other one. The main entrance. I'll come with you.
I'll have a look in a
Yeah. I don't want to go on my own after the atmosphere. I still think the atmosphere's changed in here.
Should we try and find the other bit?
The other bit.
Yeah.
What's the other bit?
Yeah, we can walk through. We can do a talk through as we
Do you
walk.
remember which
can't
way
we?
it was?
Yeah, back all the way we came to the left.
Is it?
But I'm a bit nervous about that now, you know.
Why? What is it?
It's a building with lots and
Yeah.
lots of crystals and shells in it. If you want to see it, we're prepared to go there, Mark. But
I mean, how bad is it?
it's quite a rough walk, isn't it? I think we could come back in the new year and take you around in the daytime as
It's a
well.
little bit warmer.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that.
It's not the
'Cause-
best night in the world to
No.
be doing this,
And
is it?
the way I
Let's
feel at the
face it.
moment, I feel like we've overspent our welcome here with whoever's here. I mean, you've been patient with us, letting us do the podcast, letting us take photographs. Where have you taken Ian? What's wrong?
You still got that cold spot on your leg?
What is it? Oh wow, that's good. Yeah, we're just looking to see Ian doing some filming as well, which is brilliant. Love it.
It felt like water was
Yeah.
through my trousers. It's like from a
It's
drop.
very, very
I was
creepy, isn't it,
I'll
Ian?
wipe that off now,
It's the
my
eyes.
trousers are
Yeah.
dry, but then I can still feel it.
Have you done the stairs and that there?
We only still have that.
Um,
Call it out.
We are
Yeah,
going to go
Yeah,
soon.
that's right, yeah.
On the way out, Ian's going to take some photographs and everything.
Remember when I said, oh,
Yeah, I remember when you
got
said
me
this
torch on
trip,
and
yeah.
it was like
But
checking me.
But there's not
whoever is here,
So
it is-
He's got that cold spot on his legs still. It's still coming.
who was? You have?
Every now and then
Yeah,
it
okay.
kind of, like now it's just starting to go colder again.
Yeah.
Just a
That's creepy
spot
though,
on
isn't it?
But it only started when, remember when before when you were in
Yeah.
there next
yeah.
to the skeleton, I stood out
Yeah.
here with Ian and you started calling out.
Yeah.
Like, and I turned my torch on to wipe water off my leg,
Yeah.
but then there was no water. I thought it was soaking through my trousers.
If we stay behind Ian, I think he's filming as well now, so
But there was like just. It's just like.
if you're coming out, Ian, we'll go the other way. If we stand over here while Ian's filming,
Yeah,
you filming right round Ian?
Yeah, around there.
Okay. Well, if you make your way up them stairs, if you've done all round here, we'll follow behind you. Does anybody want to pick that rucksack up for us and throw it over their backs? I'll do it.
We've got rucksacks.
Yeah. If you can hold that then, Jonathan. Our paranormal investigation for L35 has gone a bit skewy because it's a bit nervy in here, isn't it?
It is.
Too nervy for my liking at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think it's one thing being here and thinking, yeah, we'll do a paranormal investigation. It's another thing doing it. Are you coming round this way, Ian, round here and back round?
Yeah.
Well, we'll follow you around then, so we're behind you.
I've seen something
Where?
over there.
What like?
Like a wisp. Like a wisp of smoke.
Well, Ian's filming, so maybe you might catch something. If we follow him round,
No, I
John.
don't like this now, you know.
You pick up all the cat balls.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah. What we're doing is just following round so Ian can film.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out on Haunted Mysteries UK, because this is where they're going to be filmed, aren't they? The podcast's going to be on ours. That's some wind coming through there.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm still feeling that edge, you know.
So am I. I mean,
Which
not
way you
gonna
going?
lie.
Straight up?
I'm not going to lie, we've got torches on here.
No.
Hey?
I'm waiting for the podcast now.
Okay, well, you going back up towards them steps and we got a tied house? Yeah.
I mean, the wind's got up.
Take a picture, I don't know.
I don't have a camera.
You got your phone on you?
Yeah. I mean, the wind's really got up, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
How
We'll be
perfect
heading
that
back,
is.
won't we, soon? Yeah. You get a photograph of that, Jonathan?
That's perfectly chiselled all the
yeah.
way.
Yeah, it's smooth.
You'd
as
have to get
well.
like a master mason to do stuff like
Yeah.
that. And if you think all of it's like that.
Yeah. You still going up that way, Ian, so we can come round?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to drip right down my neck.
For those listening, we are sorry that we've abandoned the investigation, but we are taking you around with us as a walkabout. It's very, very tense in here at the moment. It's like Mark said, though, you know, you don't know what's been going on in this building. Well, in this, no one knows. In the cave. But I still say, anybody who does come here and visit it, please give it respect. Don't cause any more damage to it, please. That's all we're asking you to do. Since last time we were here, and we were here about 3 months ago, there's been quite a bit of damage to it. Why, I do not know. But anyway, what was that?
Bat.
A bat? Where?
Oh,
Where?
bloody
It's flying round.
Yeah. It came in down them little steps over there.
Fair enough, let's carry on then.
Oh my God. Oh.
So, Ian's just in there, I can see where he is. Are you in with the,
Headless movie.
oh yeah. Look where the headless monk is, Jonathan.
I know, yeah, did you not notice there?
No, it's the nose there.
Yeah. Oh, my heart.
When you go back up, Ian, go up towards the entrance where we go out and we'll follow you out.
Oh,
Tell us when you're going up them steps.
jeez.
What-
Wonder what that was then.
I still feel nerves. It's a plane, isn't it?
Or the cars, maybe.
Oh, it'll be cars in the distance, won't it? So, I know that you're all thinking, why don't you do an investigation? You're not here with us. You don't realise how scary this place is. I can see Ian going up the steps now on the way out, so let's follow him out. So I think we should head out now, Jonathan, and head back towards the... I think we should head back towards the car and head home to safety. But let's just say to anybody who's been here with us tonight and heard us and been watching us, we'd like to say thank you for...
The music.
No, we'd like to thank you for letting us into your building,
Yeah.
and we appreciate it that you've not done any harm to us as well, really.
I know. Apart from that bat.
What more can we say, Jonathan?
I know it's so
But
betting on edge.
No, but it was funny, wasn't it? And the same with you, Mark, as I know you're very level-headed. That being here tonight, when we first come in, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The podcast went great and everything else. the part what feared us then was when we went straight into the paranormal investigation where we were relaxed. At first,
Yeah.
we were quite happy to do it, and then all of a sudden, the atmosphere completely changed.
It just went completely different.
And I know you're. I think Ian's coming. Are you coming back down, Ian?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want us to get out the way, or have you finished?
I filmed it completely. I was just going to
Right.
That's where
get that
they've
photo of the
broken them in.
phone,
Okay.
which was across, wasn't it?
Yeah, down there somewhere.
That's
Are you all right on your own going down there?
Good luck.
So it's really bright.
Braver than us, isn't
That's
he?
where they've broken them down.
Watch
Yeah.
the bat,
You
Ian.
can still see the
Oh, where
cross
is it?
on that top one.
Watch, the stairs over there.
Oh yeah.
It was flying round there.
Just be careful, Ian. I think that's
Alright,
my
with
son.
It's light, isn't it? It's
Um,
got a massive light.
They call me son. It's my son. It's Ian, and on the podcast we call him the Hand.
Yeah. That's all you get to see.
I think it was Neil from LP5 himself who gave him that title, hasn't he? The Hand. So, anybody who's listening to this, I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I know that we are very, very nervous being in here still. Mark's give us quite a good insight, hasn't he, Jonathan, of what this place was, and it's put another perspective on it, hasn't it, to what we thought it was.
It has. It gets your mind thinking, doesn't it?
Do you know what I am glad
As to
though?
what it could be.
I'm just glad there's 4 of us.
I know, so am I.
You know what? There's something else
Because-
behind that.
Is there?
I thought that, look, there's something else carved behind that.
See
Oh yeah.
that line,
Yeah.
and then the line under.
Do you know what it looks like to
What's
me?
that? If you
An
It
arrow.
looks like a shield.
A shield.
There.
Yeah. So Mark's just found something else in the
It
cave.
looks like a shield to me.
It looks like the.
Is it not a
Is it-
pentagon, is it?
No, it's got the curved top bit like an eye, like the bit like the eye of Horus.
Oh,
that
the Eye of
kind of thing.
Horus. Yeah.
That kind of the bottom line.
Yeah,
The top
yeah.
line's curved and ripples down like a wave.
We'll have to get Ian to get a picture of that. We're
Because-
still walking around, we're still in the building, and we're still feeling nervous.
See, there's no more
What?
bits over here, really.
Hey Mark, what is it with all these little gaps?
I know, what do you think?
What do you
What's
think
all
they are?
about?
In Cairns, there used to be things like that, like where they'd put the candles.
Ah,
You
is that
know,
what
like,
they are?
or sometimes skulls or things like that. Like, like Paris catacombs, you see,
Yeah.
if you Google Paris catacombs, you'll see things like that.
Oh, yeah, do you know what the walls are similar to that, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
there's-
thought
there's
that it
an-
was like to do with
yeah.
burial or
There's another
stuff
cave
like
there.
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
See?
you can see it there, yeah.
Yeah.
So much is missing from
but-
it, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're interested, I know that you're listening and you're interested, go over to Access Paranormal Podcast, Haunted Mysteries UK, and Access Paranormal Radio, where you can listen to these again and again because they're all up there, they're all on YouTube. If you want to see the podcast, keep an eye out, go on to Haunted Mysteries UK, like, subscribe, and click on share and click on the notifications as well, and you will be notified when this comes up, the podcast comes up,
And then the other one.
and then the other ones as well. But are you glad you came then, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, but just creepy, eerie.
Yeah. Very eerie.
Once you got started calling out, before you were calling out, it was kind of creepy in the sense that it's just a creepy looking place. But when you started calling out for the invest, that's when the atmosphere kind of just got a little bit weird.
Very, very. I've never felt it go so scary.
No.
So anyway, Jonathan, I think we'll call that to the end of the show anyway, because we had
Yeah.
a fantastic night, nervy night.
It's been good, but it's been different.
It's very different.
Very different, shall I say.
To the point where it's the first time we've ever abandoned an investigation
Yeah.
within 10 minutes
I mean,
of doing one.
The last time we came here, I think it was about 8, 9, 10 of us.
Mm.
And we did a little bit of a call out, but
Mm.
it wasn't to that extent that we've
Not
just
to this, no.
done. And it certainly didn't end up like this either.
No. So on that note, we'll be back on again next week.
We will.
So thanks to you, Jonathan, thanks to Ian, thanks to Mark, and thank you all for listening in.
Yeah.
We'll be back again next week, and we'll see you then. Good night.
Good night.